Hi, welcome back to Geek and Son. Guess what? Remember that mess I made? Yeah, well I got it almost back on. I've been drilling and adjusting and putting screws in. I'll show you. In this door frame right here, had to cut a little chunk out. If I could ever do an endorsement for AMD, I'm telling you, I'd do it, because this one I put on, this little panel, I've had to cut and bang, and just it's taken so much longer. I almost would have wished I would have bought a full quarter from AMD, just even though I had to cut it all apart. In fact, even if I would have cut this much off of an AMD quarter, I would have been done weeks ago. Instead, I've spent my time moving back and forth, shifting, checking, shifting, checking, shifting. It's been a big pain in the butt. And especially because you got to open and close the door every time, make sure there's not, make sure it's all level and the gap is still good. But after many, many hours, we're good. Now, here's the part we're about to do. I'm going to cut this down here. I was going to try and match it, but which I figured out, that's just ridiculously stupid. How am I going to see where the other line is? There's no way I'll even get close. But here, if I cut the line I already have right up against it, it will be right up against it. It's already attached with screws. Then as I go, I just tack weld it in. Boom. Simple as pie. And then biggest problem will be getting the piece that falls off out of there, which who cares really? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go up against this line with a cutoff wheel, and then tack it back on. So here we go. Now, if I screw this up, I'm going to lose my patience. I'm going to take my time, squirt it, keep it cool so I don't melt it, especially when I weld it back together.
Take a closer look.
So again, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. If you've been watching this channel, you know that I tend to work when the mood strikes me. And if I start rushing, I make a mess of things. Yeah, we won't talk about that. But today, I wasn't even planning on working. I worked my regular person job all day long. And I just happened to come home and thought, I really wanted to get that welded on. Now, I'm really not planning on welding right now. But if you look at the very last video, number 2, we're on number 3. I got the piece cut off and ready to go. And then I spent hours. I didn't actually even record that. I spent hours. We're talking hours making it fit. We're talking gap and level and everything that you want on this panel, because it's not the whole panel, so it has to be perfectly perfectly, that's the word, perfectly aligned with the other one, or it's gonna look like crap. I might as well left the other one on and bond all the crap out of it. Anyway, back to why we're on here. I put these butt weld clamps, I'll leave a link, here's a picture of them. I'll leave a link in the description so you can find them. These are awesome. If I would have used these in the first place, I wouldn't have ruined the other panel. When I was trying to, remember when I cut it down here so I could make the gap? I don't even know what number that was. You're gonna have to look back. But I cut the side down right here, and it was fine, except I got it too hot and I warped the crap out of it. If I would have had these, it makes the panel completely level. Check it out. So, you know, I probably overdid it on these, but I want it to be really level. Okay, all it is a little clamp, okay? It's just a little clamp, and you unscrew it, okay? And then this piece of metal comes out. Now, this goes through the hole, and this goes behind it through the hole, and then sandwiched in between there is the metal. When you tighten it up, boom, makes it perfectly level. And that's what you want. Perfectly level. Body lines match up. Gap is better than better. I'm gonna do the same thing up here but I'm not gonna cut this until this is done. And really all I've gotta do is zzz, zzz, zzz. And it almost gives you a pattern too, so I can go ahead and weld it intermittently and cool it down. Cool it down. Cool it down. If you don't cool it down, it's gonna warp. But I've got this set up and I just wanted to show you before I start welding. These are all set up. I had to reach in through underneath the window to connect them. That's the biggest part. A lot of people do a half a quarter and do it up here. I honestly don't know how they're putting them in. I suppose they leave themselves a hole again and then just maneuver it to the right place. I had to slide them up or down. I could reach them about halfway and I would slide them up or down depending on where I needed to be. So stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna have this welded up and possibly I'll grind it down in the same video, we'll see. Then we'll do a skim coat of mud and it'll be like it was never there, yippity-doo-dah. Then we'll go back to the braces and stuff for the trunk and the welding, my friends, will be done. Except for one thing.
How do you propose to solve this minor problem? Logic will suffice.
Passenger side needs some attention. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you if you have. This channel's blown up, baby. Blown up. Bye.